Welcome and hello to the introduction webinar of the customer portal myMILLTURN. I hope you can understand me clearly. If not, please write us under the section questions in the control panel on the right side, so that we can change something on our setup here. My name is Christian Haunschmidt. I'm working in the project management of WFL since almost 2 years now, especially in the aftermarket sales. Today I'm supported by Ms. Stephanie Wagner from the marketing department. Basically, this webinar is built up on the moderation by myself, where I keep talking about myMILLTURN and the 4 sub areas which we have defined. And later on, there will be some more information about the different membership programs of myMILLTURN. In case you have any questions, do not hesitate to contact us via the questions area on the right side on your control panel. And Ms. Wagner will try to answer it immediately. If there are general questions, we will collect them till the end and answer them specifically for all at the end of the webinar. Let's start with what is myMILLTURN. myMILLTURN is the new multifunctional customer portal of WFL. It is perfectly matched for you to satisfy your needs and to get an additional interface to WFL. This portal is exclusive for WFL Millturn users and all who will become one. This brings a certain exclusivity to the portal where only the complete machining industry can network with each other and discuss with each other on a whole new level. The myMILLTURN is divided in 4 sub areas. How can you find some more information on myMILLTURN? I invite you to join me on our homepage www.wfl.at. And when you start start to look on our homepage, you can see on the top in the top left corner the second icon on the left side, which will redirect you to the membership area of our homepage. On the next page, you'll see on the bottom left corner the login button for myMILLTURN. By clicking this button, you will be redirected to a login page where you will enter the login information. This is the username and the password which we send you after you have registered. And then you find yourself on the loading screen of the myMILLTURN customer portal. So basically, you can see here the 4 sub areas. Let me briefly speak about it before we dig deeper into the myMILLTURN portal. So the myCapaMax is a platform that should make your machine utilization more predictable and controllable. In times of capacity constraints, you should be able to find a suitable and competent complete manufacturer via myCapaMax. myToolFinder offers you perfect tooling solutions for your Millturn to increase performance of your Millturn. myCommunity, on the other hand, is intended as an active forum for you, an exchange of communication and networking within the complete machining industry. And myAcademy, as the last pillar of our myMILLTURN customer portal, facilitates the transfer of know-how between WFL and yourself by hosting webinars and online seminars. But I think the best practice is still to go on the homepage and show you the customer portal, how it works, and how to navigate through. That's why I'm shifting now to our homepage to go through the registration and the login information. So the registration form can be found here under Extended Solutions, myMILLTURN, Registration. Of course, for our international users, you're able to switch to several languages. In this case, let me switch to the English registration form. So by filling this up, you'll be redirected to us, where we are able to send you then in the aftermath the login information. Then, as shown before, you can click on the membership icon, scroll down to the left side for the myMILLTURN login, and you're automatically redirected after putting in your login information on the starting screen of myMILLTURN. And here you see the 4 different areas of myMILLTURN. Before I dig here deeper into the different areas, let me start with the bottom right corner, the frequently asked questions. Even though I suppose I can explain you a lot about the customer portal, I might still miss any information which is viable for you, which is interesting to you. So you can read and browse through general questions of the portal or specific questions of, in this case, myCapaMax, and see if the answers does fit your expectations. In case you have any other questions, please do not hesitate to contact me. We can make a time slot and discuss this in person. Also quite important for you, especially after your first login, is the profile area. So in this profile area, you do see that this is a very limited amount of personal information to be found in this area. Because, as I said before, this is exclusive, but also fairly anonymous. So without you disclosing your company information, any other member of myMILLTURN will not know that you are representing a particular company. So for you, quite important after the first login is this area with the password. So you can reconfigure your password to your security standards. But now, let's start to speak about the various areas. In this case, let me please start with Academy. So by clicking on myAcademy, or in the top, you can find a certain agenda for the area. So by clicking on Academy, you will be redirected to the area of myAcademy. And you see already at the very bottom, there are several webinars to be booked and registered at no cost, where we are right now hosting, of course, the myMILLTURN introduction. But next week already, we have the Crash Course Studio Basic webinar for you. In the future, you will find as well online training blocks to be booked and other trainings to be booked, which will come up in the next weeks. If you don't find a fit under this overview, you can always request an individual training for you and your colleagues, which will be redirected automatically to me, and we will discuss your needs. In the community button. The community button brings you further to this active forum where we can start to network with each other. The myCommunity is also divided into 4 subspaces, which are more or less different threads. So far there, which are of course to be additions in the future, but right now we're starting with 4 basic topics, covering Millturn, software topics, technology topics, and WFL extended solutions / retrofit options. Of course, if you are working in a very specific area, such as software development, you might be only interested in software at this point. So yes, it somehow works very similar to Facebook. So you can untag a certain space and you unfollow this space. If you have, you're usually automatically following all of those spaces, but of course you can personalize them. And as the name says, under, for example, software, we are presenting the latest patch notes, upgrades, and different versions. Under technologies, we are regularly promoting different technologies or new technologies found on WFL. And we hope that we get some decent discussions going on. Of course, you can put in your questions over there. Our application engineers will join from time to time and read through the questions and put an answer below. So we hope that we can give you some tips and tricks under this community, and to see maybe you can learn from each other as well. And you see, you're always connected to the complete manufacturing industry. Speaking about myToolFinder as next, the ToolFinder is a tool for you to get perfectly coordinated tools. It gives you the option and an optimal overview of the already existing solutions at WFL. For this, you can go into our inspirational corner to click and browse through the various solutions WFL has to optimize and to increase the performance of your Millturn. This process is very simple, and I will explain it in a second. Generally speaking, also after the webinar, you can have a look at the video of the ToolFinder, which explains this ToolFinder again in a very easy way. So let's move on by clicking on the ToolFinder. So the ToolFinder itself is divided into the turning, boring, and milling section, which you already know from our Millturn. Additionally, there is a special section representing the WFL foam cutter. So how does this work? For example, you are now interested in milling. So you click on select and you get a next question, which narrows down your inquiry and gives us further understanding about your needs. For example, you are interested in tool-specific attachment heads. So you click through and you see that some areas are still to be filled, but will be, of course, shown in the future. If you go, for example, on boring and you choose to non-rotating tools like prismatic tool accommodations, and then you just browse through here and see where you can go ahead to find suitable components. And if you're ready to go through, you might come to an end finding already a component part number. You can find several additional data sheets online which explains or further explains the component you are looking for. And then you can put it into your basket. This is not the basket you know from purchasing sites like Amazon. This is rather a collection tool for your interesting components. And you see, you can have a whole collection over here. And the difference is you don't go to the checkout counter, but you start to inquiry us. So basically, with all those specific tools you are interested in, you can contact our tooling solutions expert either via me or directly on the right side via the contact button. Of course, if you help us to put in tool drawings, workpiece clamping sketches, any other information to the workpiece, this helps our tooling solutions experts to handle your inquiry and call you back with the correct and right answer. Additionally, this is not only something which saves you time at the end of the day, because you can specify your request before you get in touch with our expert. But in case you have questions regarding what does WFL mean with the tool does not rotate, you can click on the information button and you see explanation videos and further information of what we seek with this multiple choice positions right now. And of course, this is available for all various options where you go. And this is the point. This is it's not complete yet, but you will always find some new information on this, and it's always good to invest some time into the various chapters to see and help us also and help yourself saving time at the end of the day. Last but not least, the myCapaMax. If we click on myCapaMax, there are again two explanation videos underlying or what I will tell you now, and you can always watch it again just if you have further questions. By clicking on myCapaMax here on the left side, the screen puts you, or the interface, the homepage puts you on the myCapaMax platform. What can you see on the first site? So basically there is a map with currently available capacities or overcapacities in the market. So with a zoom button, you can't dig in too deep, which guarantees more or less the anonymous presentation of the available overcapacity. However, you still are able on the left side to use certain filters for you, which might be interesting. So for example, you're looking for capacities, you click on capacities and you find the available ones. You can further narrow down your search by clicking only on the regions. You can click on various industries which you're interested in, the types of machining of the workpiece, the amount, the quantities, and of course you can say, you can specify the length and the diameters of the workpiece you are looking for, and you see that the results are changing. Basically, when should you use it? I've already talked about that in times of the capacity constraint, that you should be able to find a suitable and competent partner who is capable of complete manufacturing. You might need someone due to technical challenges or unexpected number of workpieces, which usually WFL offers you, for example, to do a certain retrofit to your machine that you're capable of doing the workpieces. myCapaMax instead brings you now the opportunity to test the workpieces you might be doing in the future on your machine on someone else's machine. And this is the way how we find that this might be very helpful for you, and especially in times of nowadays with the COVID-19, where most of the industry suffers from overcapacity. You should be able to offer your capacity on the market in order to increase the utilization of your Millturn. Still working anonymous. So how does this work in detail? Let me say someone is looking, for example, due to technical challenges, it is not economical for him to retrofit his machine. So hence he's looking for an additional machine where he can outsource the order. Basically, after using the filters, he might find out that, okay, these are the machines from a very rough overview, which I could technically use or inquiry. So by clicking on inquiries, you can provide us with the information of your workpiece. So you enter your address. You enter if you want to have this outsourced regionally or globally. You can state that only certain complete manufacturers in this specific industries are allowed to produce my workpiece. This could be due to know-how issues and so on. You can state us, you have to give us more information about the types of machining. You could either choose for example, in this case, the M40. You can choose the quantities, what you would like to have, and then we are entering, for example, I'm entering now some certain diameters. This is for our application engineer in the following. I will explain right away. So by clicking now on inquiries, you have the decision to either send it to us or to provide us with even more information. Why would you do that? Because to decrease the time we will need to answer your inquiry. Because if you don't give us this at first sight, we will still have to contact you to get more information and find a suitable machine with overcapacity for you. So we will ask for hardness, we would ask for drawings, which are of course always submitted under a non-disclosure agreement. This is very important, of course. You can give us, if you have already thought about a working sequence, stock diameters, operational sequences, you can describe the machining tasks. If there is a certain finishing after the Millturn plant, and any customer-specific standards and norms. And if you click on inquiries, you will be able to see your request afterwards over here in this section, and you can always edit your inquiry. What happens on the inside of CapaMax? So basically, what happens inside WFL once a third party submits an inquiry for a certain workpiece? Our application engineer receives the inquiry and checks at first if the workpiece can be done on the machine or not. If there is a yes, we are approaching the party with the overcapacity and we will ask for a quotation. If you are willed and interested on machining the workpiece, and you send us a specific quotation for it, we will get in touch with the third party seeking for overcapacity and discuss with him your quotation. If the third party is still interested in this job, then WFL's work is done. So we are mediating this. And after publishing both names to each other, WFL is not involved in any further businesses. Still, committing interest does not imply that you sign a contract later on. So the two mediated parties will discuss with each other under which circumstances they are willed to do a business together. WFL again is not involved in any further businesses. Also on the other side, so especially might be nowadays, if you would like to place your machine on myCapaMax to state that you have capacity, you will click on a new offer and you will start filling out the blank sheets over here and stating us or granting us that we can put your machine as available on the market, which of course also happens if non-Millturn users would seek Millturn capacities. Although I have said this is exclusivity for you, I mean the whole portal and the login information. So no non-Millturn user can see the customer portal from the inside. But outside, on the home page, you can still, like non-Millturn users, can still submit information about their needs, because maybe they would like to get first experience on workpieces made on Millturns. So they submit a special form, and we will see and we will match these external offers again with the whole pool of available machines on CapaMax. I think that this is mostly everything about myCapaMax right now. And I would like to use the last minutes of the presentation to speak a little bit more about the membership forms of myMILLTURN. What does myMILLTURN cost? It is currently free of charge until the end of 2021. There will be 3 different memberships: Silver, Gold, and Platinum, which also explains the business model of WFL behind this whole customer portal. There will be prices for the membership forms, which will be earliest released in summer 2021. Before any costs for you arise, at least 4 to 6 weeks ahead, we will get in touch with you personally to discuss if you are interested in having or gaining a Platinum membership for 2022. If you deny this request, you will be set to Silver, which is always free of charge. The thing what I would like to point out at this stage is that obviously in the various forms there are additional services which are part of your membership, which you can use during a year. And I would like to point out this very particular service which you can now start using is the application advanced package. When can you use that? In case we are approaching you for a quotation to a specific workpiece, you are in the position to decide if you want to do the quotation basically, and the work of doing the quotation by your subordinates or colleagues, or if you want us to do the work. So basically, what you get from us if you choose that you want to experience the WFL experience is that our application engineer provides you with the information of a feasibility study about the estimated times of the workpiece without guarantee, a preliminary processing sequence, and workpiece times without guarantee, of course. And summed up, in a calculation what we expect are what we think are the expected tooling costs, the estimated hours for programming, and the estimated hours to do the job on the machine, like to do how much time you need until you're able to produce. And this is a package which you currently can use once a year. And this is something where in a year of now, we would like to see that you are satisfied with this package, that you value the quality and the amount of information we can provide you, that you value at the end that you would like to continue a Platinum membership. Finally, once again, the reminder that you can always register yourself under extended solutions and under myMILLTURN. We will follow up with after the webinar with a quick email sending you the link for the registration forms if you don't mind. And I think that if there are certain questions, I will see if we can have these answers. Let me just have a quick talk. Okay, I don't think we have any open questions right now. So ladies and gentlemen, I wish you a pleasant working day, and I would like to say goodbye. Thank you for joining.